Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gary Singh and welcome to all participants to NRI Press Club, Los Angeles, California. Our today's topic is controversy over the security lapse during the Prime Minister Modi's Punjab visit on January 5th. Prime Minister Modi's security lapse in Punjab, protesters block convoy there. Both parties, BJP and Congress, blame each other, while the protesters have said they have no prior knowledge that the Prime Minister would be on that particularly road. A video shows that rather than protesting farmers, a group of BJP supporters were one closest to Modi ji, that not supposed to be, that they were also saying Bharatiya Janata Party Jindabad something happened. Supreme Court ordered the Registrar General of the Punjab and Haryana High Court to secure all the records relating to the visit, to forthwith secure and seize the records from the state police as well as central agencies. The Punjab government has sent the report to the Union Ministry. The report says the protest by farmers was sudden. Sources said the report was prepared in consultation with the state DGP and other police officers in charge of the Prime Minister's security. The Punjab CM Channi had been maintaining that there was no breach of security as the farmers came suddenly on the road. The CM claimed that SCPG was informed and the PM convoy was stopped 1 kilometer short of the spot. IB had warned that possible trouble during the Modi's Firozpur visit, because what is happening that some organizations claim that they will be crow, Punjabi ji kehne crow, I think maybe Hindi too, Prime Minister of the visit to Firozpur. Solicitor General Mehta clarified that the Center Committee was not meant to punch any officer from Punjab, but that it was only a sending by how the security was lapsed. They want to find out. This report we are not collecting from the media, because if I starting listening, all media in India, everybody confused it. This is unbelievable. But whatever people do it as a NRI press, we want to good reputation. We try to collect all information official, started from New Delhi to Punjab. Now, it is your assessment, who's responsible for grave security? That's the question here now. So we go one by one, but before going it, we have very good news. Modi ji announced that yesterday, his government decision to mark December 26 as a Bir Bal Divas in the memory of Guru Gobind Singh Ji's sons. So this is very appreciated. A lot of Sikh association appreciate for that. Modi ji did it. That's very good. Pashara Singh ji, go ahead. Then we will go to then Dr. Praveen ji.
Thank you, Gary ji. Well, since this is an issue of a vital national importance involving the Prime Minister's security, my view is it should have been left to the Special Protection Group alone, who is primarily responsible for Prime Minister's security and safe travel under all circumstances, to explain and come clean on this very serious lapse. It was their prerogative to have accepted responsibility and does not sound so professional as expected by an organization with a budget of over 592 crores to let their only client stranded on the highway like it did. Despite all the drama, and as it comes out, there doesn't appear to be any real danger to the Prime Minister's life this time. But God forbidding, imagine what would have happened if there really was a danger and something untoward had really happened. Apparently, even in the aftermath, the way the picture was emerging, the blame game was being allowed to spiral primarily through fake news. The way different investigations were being ordered without much liaison between all responsible parties, especially the state and the center security apparatus, it seemed the truth will never come out to ensure no such lapse happened again. One wonders if upstaging each other under such circumstances to winning elections for political parties are more important than working together and ensuring national security. One feels relieved, however, since the issue is now being handled under the Honorable Supreme Court's watch and will receive the impartial attention that it deserves. As an NRI and a responsible citizen now living in America, I am a staunch well-wisher of both the oldest as well as the largest democracies of America as well as India, respectively, watching as to how they resolve this issue of national security, which is deliberately being entwined with not only politics, but politics of religion and regionalism, and that too during the election times when the real issues are being pushed aside by new narratives dangerously driven by apparently fake news. Back to you, Gary.
Thank you, Ji. Dr. Praveen Shal, please. Thank
Well,
you.
I personally feel that the situation as it transpired in Punjab over the Prime Minister's security, there were 3 or 4 different factors which were in play. And I agree with Peshawar Saab that the political upheavals have contributed a lot towards what had happened. I think what was happening was, one was that the security lapse should not have happened. The Prime Minister's security should have taken control of the entire route. I agree with that. Unfortunately, I think the states and the way the central government works in India, the state is responsible. In fact, it was rather strange that Channi, being the chief minister, was not there to receive where he landed Bhatinda. Secondly, I find it very strange that in statements which the Chief Minister Channi has made, he is talking about, I have briefed Priyanka Gandhi ji about what had happened. And this kind of points, was he taking his orders from the Congress party? And in this case, the unelected individual, Priyanka Gandhi, was she dictating what was happening over there? I personally feel that that the Prime Minister was not probably in any imminent danger to his life. However, there might have been an effort to instigate some kind of a violence. It is good that the Prime Minister's brief, they did not open fire. It's a good fortune that there was no violence there, that no people were killed, because if that had happened, then probably the goals of some of the miscreants who have been playing this situation could have been realized, and there could have been problems not only in Punjab, but all over India as well. And India, unfortunately, is in a tinderbox for whatever reason, whether it is communalism, or whether it is religion-based, or whether it is the opposition, which has got no substance to oppose. So they oppose anything that the government tries to do. Even if the government is making announcements of progress for the entire country, they have to oppose it on one way or the other. And it's a sad situation. And we as NRIs should give our input. We have the wisdom and the far sight of being away from the scene. And I'm glad that forums like this may have a voice to say that sanity should prevail, and eventually every state fight on issues. There's nothing wrong with that. You have the opportunity to talk about issues, but for heaven's sake, not about religion, not about caste, not about other garbage like that.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you, Dr. Syal. Dr. Harmish Kumar, please.
Ji, thank you, Gavi Saab. I totally agree with the observations made by Dr. Dhillon as well as Dr. Praveen Syal. The point here is that the way partisan politics is being played out on this, it was not Mr. Modi under attack, or the breach, the lapse which happened. It was not just about Mr. Modi, it was the Prime Minister of India. And the individuals will change, of course. But the way both political parties Congress as well as BJP played it out. And even Ministry of Home Affairs played it out. It's very unfortunate. This is about the Prime Minister of India, not about that particular individual, which at this point, is Mr. Modi. This is one. Second is that, so I won't repeat many of the observations made by the two gentlemen. Second point is that it's about special protection group, as pointed out. It doesn't matter, that and both state as well as the central government must coordinate the investigation rather than playing it out separately. Thanks God that Supreme Court has taken over now, which is great. But even if it were not, the Supreme Court were not in the picture, both state as Punjab as well as the central government must coordinate the investigation so the truth comes out. It's not about that. And third is that the way Mr. Chani, the Punjab CM, and as well as the BJP state CMs are playing it out, going to the temples and, Mrityunjay mantra and all that. This all is, just, too much of overplaying out, That is my thought. Also, let us not forget Punjab being on the border of Pakistan. We don't know what was the design. Why a prime minister should be stranded on a high point for 20 minutes? Even if he changes his plans, rather than flying to the valley point, he drove by the road. Still, it doesn't make any sense. There's a whole paraphernalia attached to the security, so they should have known it, and that crowd should have been cleared out. Or if not, then the prime minister route should have been diverted. So it's unfortunate the Indian politicians have become much more mature than what they are playing out at this point. And as I said in my introduction, that is what worries us, that in India, the political parties have become so dominant that they have become organized gangs, rather than just, working for the Loktantra or for the democracy. So all this has to, and the elections have become so just one part of the democracy, where elections have literally become the synonymous of the democracy. Like, 6 phases elections, 8 phases elections. Why it should linger on so much? We have the whole security apparatus to take care of the security concerns. But by doing all this over the last couple of decades, the elections prolonging to the 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, what has happened is that the politicians tend to make us believe that, okay, you guys just go and vote and you are the bravest of the warriors of democracy, and they salute us. But democracy is not about only just going to the vote. There's much more into that. And that is what that the concern is that this kind of what in Desi language we say, like in Hindi we say party baaj, it has become so dominant that it's really threatening. It has become a threat to the whole democracy process. So what our country needs is that more of bipartisan or less of non-partisan politics, and more of non-partisan politics, and more of coordination of all these crowds. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rishi. Jeevan Gill from Toronto.
Good evening, Namaskar, Sat Shri Akal ji, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ we are just discussing the very sensitive issue, and it's a concern to a lot of people about the security. Yes, it is a concerned issue, but it has not happened first time. There is all the different prime minister happened, like stopped, or like other things are happened to other prime ministers. That is also part of a democracy. If we can look into that one, people has a capacity to demonstration, but after that, whatever is the politicizing of this event is worse, like for everyone. That is where we have to stop, and we should be making note of that one. First, the biggest thing I've seen it is like the statement given by the prime minister. I don't know, he has given that statement to ANI, or who has that is the biggest concern. Like that create a bigger question to everyone. Why this is like his convoys was stopped in Noida, in different years, in Varanasi and other places.
Yes,
he never mentioned anything such like that. Oh, my life is threatened in that one. You thank your chief minister. That is, I think, the worst thing has prime minister has done it. As Manishi said, like, yes, we recognize the institution of prime ministership, and everybody is concerned about the safety and security of the prime ministership. But he should be also a prime minister of all the people, not for one party. Or when you become a prime minister, then you are prime minister of India, not a prime minister of just a BJP. So these things are like we mixing up, like these are the politician, either their ministers are giving the statement. That is not acceptable way of creating it. Yes, if the Supreme Court has taken over, we should wait till that bring the truth out of that one, and then we can focus on that truth, what is actually happened. Yes, it is not acceptable, as the SGPC is responsible. They have not only have a one route, they should always have a 2 or 3 routes. That is basically, this is what, like, why they took 20 minutes to make that decision, like to turn it back. That is one of the biggest concern to me and to the other peoples too.
Thank you, Jeevan ji. Dr. Harmesh Kumar ji. Harmesh.
Yeah, I think it is very beautifully described. I'm a little bit into mental health. I deal with mostly paranoid patients in my practice, chronically mentally disabled. And what my friend just said, that I was very paranoid when the Prime Minister mentioned the news to the media that he is going back after, in a safe manner. And the other thing also, that there was a maybe some invisible thing which are not visible to all of us, that there was in Punjab, there is a caste politics, no question about it. This new chief minister of Punjab, being from the caste he belongs to, there may be a plan or hidden agenda to put him down. Why he was not allowed to go and see the Prime Minister when he has a very good rapport with the Prime Minister? He himself said he respects the Prime Minister as his elder. He's the Prime Minister of India. Why he was stopped? By who he was stopped? Did he say himself that he doesn't want to go and see the Prime Minister? I don't think so.
No, he said that he was down with, like, he came in COVID contact and he chose not to go.
No, whatever excuse Rajaji he has given.
He himself has said.
In the open.
Mr. Chen.
I'm with you. Whatever excuse he has given in the open, is it his excuse, real excuse, or is it a manufactured excuse?
Come on.
We know that. No, Dr. Sial.
I'm sorry.
He decided not to go. He
No,
decided
I
the
listen
same.
to you. I listen to all
Mr.
of
Cheney
you.
decided not to
No,
go.
I listen to all of you. You should
Okay.
respectfully say, give me the same
Let him finish that one.
Yes,
Let me finish.
Thought of the brief.
So what I'm saying is that we don't know the reality. None of us know. We are all sitting here. What happened between Prime Minister and what happened between Cheney and his administration? Why Manpreet went to see the Prime Minister? Why not Cheney? Is there something going on behind the scene? We don't know. None of us know. But the IB and all the Khufia intelligence agency of India, they are to blame.
Yes.
They are central government agencies. They are not state government agencies.
Right.
And then the Acharya of Ayodhya announcing that the Congress should be treated as a terrorist organization because they are threatening the life of the Prime Minister.
Yes.
They're making it a religious issue. And we all need to pay attention. We are sitting here. We have seen what Trump has done to us here in sitting here. And Modi is not playing a different card than Trump has. He's our Prime Minister. I respect him. Many things he has done good. But at the same time, he is playing the same game as Donald Trump has played in this country. So we really need to pay attention to these subtleties. I'm 100% with what other people have said. We really need to pay attention to these things.
I'm coming back.
Back.
Thank you, Mechi. I'm coming back. Your time again there. Okay, Mr. Samra, Harpajan Samra ji. Thank you.
And I'm a farmer, and farmers have run a very successful campaign recently. They do whatever seems. They are not politicians. They are with the nature. Even a farmer these days now, before they do anything, they watch the weather channel. They see what is going where. At least for 15 days, you can see in America and even in India too. If you go on the weather channel, you put Jalandhar, you put Firozpur, you get the weather report. All these agencies over there, they should have known what kind of situation is over there. There could be a storm, and the prime minister is on the road. Some storm can hit, and all that. What they will do about it? The basic thing was the weather over there. They didn't watch the weather, and it was all against what they were doing. And on the other hand, the fault is that because elections have come too soon. Because of elections, all these political parties, they have no agenda. But voters, there is a system, you like it or you don't like it, on certain day people have to vote. But everybody does not, all of the political parties, they don't have any agenda and people are confused. They can vote to anybody right now. Everybody is just giving them the hopes, giving them the free things. But after the election is over, they will say it's a jumla. Then what people will do? The only thing they are able to do, like the farmers have shown them the way, if these political leaders lie, if they don't listen, then the only hope open in India to revive democracy is to have peaceful campaign again to discipline these peoples. All these political parties, leaders, they are out of discipline. So they are just blaming the agencies and all those security forces. It might be that when there was an arrangement for the helicopter to go from Firozpur to Raleigh, why did they take the road route? The Prime Minister is very powerful. He might have told the agency, no, I want to go by road. So agencies have nothing to say there too, because they are all under him.
Go ahead. Kash Patel.
For me? Okay. Sir, first of all, good evening, everybody.
Okay, sir. तो बोलो issue बोलो.
Welcome also for the good debate. It's good that I don't give opinion like we should not think when we are discussing here. We are thinking about India and PM security. We are not thinking about BJP, Congress, X, Y, Z like that. Think what happened in Punjab when Prime Minister visited. Was it correct? Is it okay? What happened? Second question to all of us. What the replies tell me CM as a CM has given, is it okay? I don't think so. As a CM, he is the responsible person for whatever has happened because he is the host. And for the host, as a host, he has the constitutional responsibility. The central security body is arranging everything and they are watching whether everything is going well or not. They are not controlling them. So it is the responsibility of the state government to arrange everything for the security, number one. Secondly, the things what just told, that it is because of the rain and helicopters didn't fly, and that's why he has changed the route. But the thing, the protester, CM says that he doesn't know whether a mob was to come there. That is not correct. I don't think so. And if he says so, it is completely irresponsible statement as a CM. CM should have a vision, and he has vision to watch and think about all these things. So whatever he says, everything is wrong. As a host, as a cultural, as a Guru Nanak's principle, how to welcome the guest is the responsibility of the CM, which he has failed, and he has not maintained the proud of himself for Congress or for the state. This is what I'm worried about that. And the such irresponsible person I don't think he did it. Who has guided him? I think Cheney, by face what I read, he is not a man of this kind, but he has been guided by someone and he is just following Manmohan Singh lead the whole life. I don't think
चलो खत्म करो
we have to sit here for the nation, for the prime minister, and it is our also respect. And what happened was wrong, and we should condemn it. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Kashwaji. Baljit ji, please.
Thank you very much. I'm going to say that it's very unfortunate, as you all said that, and I especially want to say, as Manish Rezada brought some really, really good points here. I will say Narendra Modi ji, our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, and Channi as a Chief Minister, this is his first, you can say, on the appointment on that level. To me, it seems like he is a mature person, but at the same time, he does not have that much experience of being a Chief Minister of a state like Punjab. Some of his statements were, as a politician, you can say he made very good statements and everything. But as a chief minister, I think first thing he should have done that, saying by that I take the responsibility, whatever there was a collapse of the security on my part, we will look into that and we will make sure that we will give a right report and whoever did the breach will be punished. So that should have been his first statement without saying, I talked to Priyanka or I talked to Mrs. Sonia Gandhi. It's none of their business what was going on. It was chief minister's business. Number two, as a prime minister, Mr. Modi, he is a very good politician. He is a very good, you can say, again, like 2 times you can say prime minister, good party leader. But as a prime minister of India, he has failed a lot of times. He has failed to keep the country together a lot of times. His agenda is to stay in power. So he uses all kind of tools, whatever he can use to stay in power. Just good example is that he just announced that Bal Divas for 26 as a Bal Divas for Sahibzada's name. Why this was not announced on 24th? Why it took that long to announce that after the day is passed?
Yes.
So what kind of prime minister is that? And number two, like he said, oh, we made some mistakes with the Kisans and all that. Why it was not done? Why you waited for 700 people to die? Why didn't you decide that early enough so we could have saved those lives? Okay, so there are a few things that I look at as a prime minister of a country. These people just replace the chairs. One or the other, they're just replacing the chairs, one from the other.
Gupta ji, go ahead, please.
I will like to request all the people read an article. US could be under, because I talk political economy, so for me, just one line. US could be under right-wing dictatorship by 2030, Canadian professor warns, and the article is written by Richard Luscombine. There is a global paper which is this article. 2-3 points. Number one, the visit of Prime Minister was a political visit, because on one side you are giving 34,000 projects in Punjab, other side you are having a big rally of the supporters, which was not needed at this time. When the Kisan movement has gone, issues are remaining. The central agencies knew that Kisan will have a protest. So why you want to go to Punjab? Perhaps SPJ may have told them don't go there. Number two, the area is 50 kilometers in the area where BSF is controlling the area. This is the second point. And the Pakistan would do anything can happen, because the mines are. So third point is, the Prime Minister of India should not have gone beyond Bhatinda by road. if the weather was bad. He should have gone away from it. So that was a blunder. You are going on a road, you know the Kisans are sitting, you come back, then you say, I am safe from Punjab. This is a historical blunder done by him. Punjab government has, because the central agency is controlling his security, SPG. They do not care for Punjab Chief Minister. They do not care for any. It is the central agency. If they say, we will do everything, it is under the control. BSF is 50-kilometer area controlling. Don't laugh, Mr. Patel. Don't laugh. Please, it's a very serious issue.
That's okay.
Now, last point is that what statement is given. You have to do two things. On the Kisan withdrawal, you did on the some day which was released with Sikh religion,
Guru Nanak.
and Guru Nanak. And now you are doing same thing. So what you want to tell that the Sikhs in Punjab are in trouble for me. This is message going to Hindus in Punjab. So this is the first time in the history of this country that your failures have come. You bring a bill in the parliament, withdraw after 1 year. You go to Punjab, then the last point is that they are saying don't assemble together because Corona is coming and you are bringing so many people in the rally. So what is the message you are giving to the world? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Parveen ji, please. Parveen, sir.
Actually, obviously, everybody on the panel has a right to say whatever they do.
Yeah. Okay.
But I personally disagree with some of the observations which have been made. Gupta Saab, if the weather is bad, it's probably safer to travel by road than to go by chopper. We know what had happened with Bipin Rawat. In fact, I would be gun shy about traveling by choppers because we don't know how Bipin Rawat's chopper came down. That's point number one. Point number two, that where the Prime Minister has a right to go and campaign for his party as well. Everybody does that. The leader of the opposition does that as well. He still is a member. He is a prime minister. But when an election is taking place in any state, whether it was in Bengal or whether it is in UP.
That's okay, sir.
But I know the things, as I say, I respect your opinion, but I have a right to say what I feel as well. So he has a right to go and address whatever it is. We are not talking about the form.
Parveen ji, go ahead. Parveen ji, go ahead.
Okay, then my point is this.
No, Parveen ji, let Parveen ji go. Please let him finish his 2 minutes there. Okay, go ahead.
And the thing is, the observation, your comparison with what Trump does and what Modi ji is doing is apples and oranges. Let's not talk about the two people in the same breath. Probably, okay, I'm not a big fan of Trump, as every one of you knows, but the thing is that if a road is built or if an airport is built, everybody is going to be benefiting from that. And a lot of progress has happened in many parts of the country. So I'm not saying that the Prime Minister himself should take credit for that, but it's the government of the day which does. And you have to give credit where it is due. And I know that I don't want to take too much time. I concede it to the other
okay,
people.
Hold it, Parshurasji. Let me say you one thing. We have every person has 1.5 minutes after this. Let me only concentrate. What is the source of their SPG or DGP, or they are responsible, or we are just blaming each other, Congress or this party, right. Then we come to Republican here, a lot of people here, public sitting here too. They don't want to listen it. So this is not fair. Let me talk about only security. Who's responsible? DGP is responsible because he got that on 3rd of January, he got all that kind of instructions from New Delhi, number one. They consult each other. Then SPG is also equally responsible, not only Punjab blame, they also on the whole, they are also responsible. Don't let it go. They have 6,000, 7,000, 9,000 people behind it. So this is not even trusted that one. Sometimes it happens. That's okay. Let me go 1.5 minutes each, brother. Please don't take more than that. Pashora Singh ji, please. Thank you, sir.
I have two questions and a comment. I
Go
don't
ahead,
know.
go ahead.
I will try to keep it in time, but if I exceed a half a minute, please bear with me.
Good, thank you.
The first question I have is that the two questions are for Dr. Sayal. The first one is that, India, we keep reading that they have bought so much sophisticated, aeroplanes and weaponry and all that. They can fight China, they can fight Russia, they can fight the whole world. And they didn't have a helicopter who could fly in that weather. It was that bad. Were there any cyclone area?
No.
Were there any typhoons coming on the sea there? With that kind of weather, they didn't have a chopper who could fly. Number two, who took the decision when they knew that the farmers are already on the roads for the last 4, 5, 6 days, and they were protesting? The rally which was going on by the party, which they had the democratic right, and they were doing it for doing that. Who took the decision no one has told us yet or has come clear. And the second question, when he said that, Dr. Syal said that the SPG they didn't open fire. The reason they didn't open fire, who you're talking about on what they should have taken open fire? The farmers who were protesting a kilometer away, or the group of people who barged into his entourage, talking to, or just rubbing shoulders with the SPG? Do you know who those people were? That group of people? I'm asking Dr. Sayal. That you are saying that the SPG did not open fire. Do you know who that group was?
Yes, since you're asking me the questions, let me address them quite frankly. As far as the sophistication of the planes and everything is concerned, I obviously do not have the technical information about that. I don't. But we don't at this moment, we still don't know why a sophisticated plane, the chopper which Bipin Rawat had, why did that come down? The investigation has not come open on that.
Right.
We don't know what happened there. So if I was the PM, I would be very, very careful, and I would be very aware that there can be drone strikes, there can be anything in that sensitive area. Probably they should not even have gone 50 kilometers from the border. I agree with you, Dr. on that probably it was an unwise decision to have any kind of a meeting in an area which is unsafe.
Yes,
I totally agree. As far as from my sources and what I have read, the provocation has been there in various parts of India to bring about violence. In fact,
I think forget about that. Don't mix
leave that.
No, I know, and that might
just stick to the root.
My point is, please,
because otherwise the debate will go.
I know that. My point is that there might have been provocation to have violence in Punjab, which did not happen, and thank God for that. And thirdly, another point I want to make is, Mr. Channi is a Christian. Why in the hell is he referred to Dalit all the time?
Why are we talking about that? It's not an issue.
Everybody says that Dalit caste politics.
You are talking Christians, Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs.
I will respond
Don't
to
talk
that.
these words. This is bad.
Wait. Dr. Gupta, wait. Dr. Sayal hasn't answered my question.
Your thought process
Dr.
is...
Gupta, stop it. Dr. Gupta, please stop.
Yes,
That is why target Christians. You are living in a Christian country. What will happen to you?
No, let's
You are living in a Christian country.
Please, everybody hold it, please.
You do not know what will happen to Hindus in India, USA. Don't talk of Christians. You are creating the same problem here than what you are doing in India.
Gupta sir,
Please.
I have raised an issue because you talked about
If everybody start talking, we cannot do anything. That's the problem. Somebody, please, Gupta sir.
Don't talk about casteism.
You started Christians.
No.
He's not a Christian.
You're talking about
He's a Hindu. He's a Hindu. One can convert. I can convert.
Gupta ji.
Can you stop me? Please.
I think
Gupta
the
ji, hold
debate
it.
is going out of.
Okay, let me go to other person there. Harmish, after that,
I
Jeevan will offer everything. Your time is gone. Your time is gone.
Anji.
I haven't finished. Dr. Syal hasn't answered my question. He
Yes.
said the SPG did not open fire, and that was a good thing. I'm asking him, he did not, the SPG did not open fire because those were the BJP members. And you're talking about open fire. They shouldn't have been allowed to come in that close.
Absolutely.
Opening fire is a different thing. So why
You're
were
right.
they?
You're right. Nobody should
Okay.
have been allowed.
Okay,
Nobody should
my
have been
last
allowed.
thing is my
Nobody should
comment
have been allowed.
on Professor Gupta's the news.
No.
That,
Okay.
that Canadian news, which he said that
Yes.
America will be under the right wing, but corporate America.
Same India. Same India.
No, which year did you say?
Same will happen in India also.
No,
I can guarantee that
no.
same thing will happen
I'm
in
asking
India.
you when. Oh, I'm asking you when was it
2024, I think.
predicted in America?
2030.
2030.
And it was happening right in India, unless
Yes.
it was stopped by the farmers. The farmers have stopped the bandwagon of corporate
And
India.
Mr. Syal does not know these things.
He should.
Okay.
He should. He should.
Anji.
The real
Anji,
fight is
Gupta-
not
Gupta
between.
Sahab,
Gupta
don't
ji,
The real
presume what
fight
you
in
don't
this
know.
election.
Let me
presume
take
what
other
you
people
don't
come
know.
here. Let me go one by one. Please hold it. This is enough there. Thank you very much. I know what you're talking
Okay, I rest
about.
my case.
Manish Rajad ji, pichhe zyada jaunge. Let me go to Hamish. Dr. Hamish Kumar, please 1.5 minutes. Then Mr. Rajada will come. Okay.
No, one thing, I think Dr. Syal has some misconceptions. I know Channi's professor who under whom he's doing his doctorate degree.
Yes.
I know my class fellow is the dean and professor of political science department where he did his master's. I know the professors where he did his law from Punjab University. I know where he played the game. My own brother-in-law is the principal of a school where he ran from. And I know very clearly that he's a Sikh gentleman, and you guys are trying to destroy his credibility and calling him a Christian. That he's converging all the Dalits into Christianity. That's a bullshit, and we need to stop it. We need to stop it. And that's a distortion. 1 second, Garewal sir. That's a distortion. And Dr. Toor said that Channi hasn't been the Chief Minister of Punjab for a long time. I agree with you that he has not been, he hasn't matured enough, but we cannot tell a newlywed mom, a newlywed lady that you cannot be a good mother because you haven't produced babies yet.
Yes.
We need to give some kind of time to the individual that let him show some, and there are too many factors right now which are impinging upon his performance right now. He's being dictated by Sandhu, he's being dictated by Priyanka and upper leadership from top. He's being dictated by the realities on the ground, and he's being reminded constantly that he's coming from the bottom of the social ladder. So give this man a little kind of respect and dignity and some time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kumar Sahab. Manish ji, please, Manish ji, don't go to that Christian or Hinduism, Sikhism. Let me have to be only talk about security, please. Thank you.
I wanted to make one point.
छोड़ो अब आपका हो गया यार.
जी. सर मैं एक पॉइंट और बोलना चाहता हूँ कि the way in the whole security lapse or breach of the Prime Minister, the religious angle has flared up.
Yes.
And even BJP people are doing it. That is very saddening as well as sickening. And it is very concerning also, because now they have come, they're creating a divide between Hindus and Sikhs.
Yes.
It is unbelievable. I mean, when 1984 happened, I was just, in college, 12th grade at that point. So I have the memories of that. But if that could happen, and now on this issue, Hindus are coming after Sikhs, and, this kind of divide is being created. This is very threatening also. And I am little bit definitely concerned on this, that, that how this right-wing politics can play out. So this is also one thing. Second is that the discussion on Dalit and Christian conversion, I mean, that also is, I did not listen to the whole conversation, but I must say that Punjab has 33% of the Dalit population. And South, the Christianity is definitely, you know, playing it out. So in Punjab, in northern India, Punjab is the one state where, you know, on the ground, if you see, this conversion is happening. I have spent time in Hoshiarpur also. In 2017, I went to many areas and I happened to talk to people also. So this kind of conversion is a real thing. It's happening. I cannot speak against or in defense of this, but this is something which is going on. Yeah.
Okay. Our last question is there. Who will get a benefit of this? I can say that whatever I can say, some parties are pushing going, opponents against this drama. Some people say that very serious matter. It is so confused. That is very confused. People are actually, we have NRIs. We are talking about our marriage going on, even all Hindu Sikh community, but not happening. Why we allow people in India? They are dividing such a way. We should stop that. Manish ji, you are very near to, I know that one time, Kejriwal, we have support him here, $25 million from the United States, and nothing happening except that they brought people in Punjab such a way. So we have to be united here. Does not matter what is happening. And who will get this benefit up to today? Does not matter. Can somebody tell that?
Yeah, just my 2 cents on this. Indian politics and Indian, the way it is very chaotic. And that is how it plays out. We are just discussing these points. Doesn't mean we are, you know, rallying behind that. What I'm simply saying, that these are the observations we all are making, you know, sitting here, concerned citizens here.
Okay.
But this is unfortunately the way it is. The politics has to mature. That is the only way. The politicians have to mature. It's not a level playing field, you know. The quality politics is not happening in India, unfortunately. And the quality people can't enter into this. It's not a level playing field. Aam Aadmi Party was a perfect example that, you know, we expected that the polity of the country will change, but it did not change. That is the unfortunate point.
Manishji, you didn't answer Gary's question. Who will win? I will answer on behalf of Manish. Everyone will win, but India will lose.
Yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
God. Okay. Okay.
Gary, I will say one word.
Gupta ji, you should be little bit. Okay.
Yes, I will say one word, that the real issues before the people of India, the inflation, the unemployment is going away because the real agenda is away. Second point, India is divided vertically, which never happened in the history of India, between Hindus, Muslims, and Sikhs. I do not say India was divided. It was divided, but you know, the way it is happening today, why it is so, we should think about that.
Okay, Mr. Patel, what you should do at Mr. Praveen ji, I try to bring maximum people from BJP, Congress, other people. We want to be open discussion all the time.
About BJP or our 3 girls just this year married in Punjabi with Punjabi.
Issue the gal karo na marriage the kya? Who damn bothers?
One Hindu and 2 Sikh. I don't, and we don't believe in. That is my close relative.
Okay,
and,
we will work on that.
We are Hindu and Christian. No, nothing like that.
Marriage is not an important factor in Indian politics.
What happened and what the lapse of the security by the CM of Punjab happened. Was it good? Give me answer. That's it, Gupta sir.
Okay.
Yes or no?
Okay, Baljeet ji, do you want to say a few seconds? Anything there? Thank you.
Yes, the security lapse is important, but I don't think we can really tell whose fault it was until they do the full inquiry. I give more responsibility to SPG because that is 6,000 people.
That's fine. Okay, Jeevan Gill ji, final, Jeevan ji.
Yeah, same thing is like, I think the MHA is more of a responsible because they are the managing. They spend in how much budget is there? 1 crore 62 lakhs per day. If they are under, like SGP is under MHA, ESL is under MHA, IB is under MHA. But then it comes with the local police. Like, yes, they are also maybe in wrong somewhere, but that has to be find out. But first responsibility, nobody condemning the statement given by the Prime Minister. Nobody is condemning that, like this is even the Amit Shah is saying different things, like he should be a responsible of Home Minister of taking that responsibility, as well as the responsibility goes to the Punjab's Randhawa, Mr. Randhawa, who is a deputy home minister. So they should take in the responsibility if something is happen, because these things everybody knows, like the farmer protest could be there. And their intent is different. Like they are going to go to the DC's DC's houses to burn
By the
the.
farmer protested when the
And lastly, even in the record book, like never Prime Minister drive that long stretch of time, kilometers in their journey. They have a little, maybe 20 to 25 kilometers is always kept in, but like 140 kilometers is too much. I think, I don't know who made a decision. That is what we wrong.
Okay, Jeevan ji, thank you. Gupta ji, then Praveen ji, finalize that. Then we final then. Okay. Samra.
Hello. Yes, actually, this is fault of the Union Home Ministry and the security forces. Those people don't know what's their job. It's not fault of Prime Minister Modi. They direct him wherever they direct him. This way is safe. And those guys are so unprofessional. They don't know the road they pick. The farmers did not come there in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And these people went so close to the protesters. And it was lucky I don't know how they stopped 1 kilometer before. Who gave them that report? Somebody should have given them that report half hour back, that don't go this route. And how do the BJP workers ended up over there, right over there in the middle of nowhere, 1 kilometer before the farmers? So what was going on over there? So basically, the security and the Home Ministry, they are basically responsible. Nobody else.
Dr. Praveen.
I think whether
Patel sir, please give me the chance. They are our guest here, Patel. You are always controlling this place. I know that, but give it time. Dr. Praveen, please. Dr. Praveen.
Then whose responsibility it was? The Supreme Court will find the investigation and it will come up with the findings. Unfortunately, as many panelists have said, we are relying on multiple sources of information. Some of it is true, some of it is fake, some of it is party driven, some of it is agenda driven. So it is not really wise for anyone to say that it's A or B or C who is to blame. Let the Supreme Court come up with the investigation, and this should not happen to any prime minister. The prime ministers of the whole country, regardless of what party they are. And it's been fun talking to all of you.
Praveen ji, thank you. Kamal ji, everybody stay there. Praveen ji, please, everybody say hello. Okay, Kamal sir, only please, just only few minutes there, few seconds.
A few seconds only. I just wanted to answer Manish ji when he said that the politics is too dirty in India. I ran for governor in California. I know the politics is much more worse in this country. If you really get deeper into the trenches and you really take a deep in the ocean, you realize how dirty the politics is here. And they are adopting all the mechanism from United States. They are even the social media campaign are being run for politicians from here in India. So we know politics is dirty, but we are the one who we need to make it more clear and more transparent. And we need to educate our communities at whatever level we can. And we can only do if we could relate to each other in a more humane way. That's what I'll say.
My point is, still my message is there. Irrespective of all the things, one thing, I'm a Republican. I supported Trump. But when I'm a man of discipline.
Republican ਤੋਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦਲਾ ਦੇ
Oh God, good friend of mine. Please, you hold me. Sorry.
My question was that what happened in Punjab and what the CM did, he went away from the responsibility Was it correct?
It is.
Baljeet, please, sir, please.
That from this, not from the security, but the statement that Narendra Modi made
Yeah,
that
talk about
he has run away from the for his life.
Yeah.
That was wrong statement, just like Rajiv Gandhi did his statement.
Okay, no.
But if we didn't had the Kisan protest before, agitation before, we could have had another 84 today.
ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ
Shora ji,
No,
we are
no,
closing
no,
up.
not
Shora
at
ji,
all.
close.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਆਵੇ ਇਹ
come
ਪੋਸੀਬਲ ਹੀ
on.
ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਲੋਕ
Shora ji, please close. Don't be take lengthy, please.
No, I don't doubt the patriotism of anyone. I think all Indians are patriots and want India the best. But there is a group now, as I said earlier in one of these programs, it is at a crossroads. There are some patriots who knowingly or unknowingly are doing things which are breaking India apart. And on the other hand, there are other patriots who are uniting them. And the Kisan Andolan has proved that. And it has also brought those two parties apart also. So you know who is who and what is doing what.
Okay.
So we need not to worry too much about it. While
Yes,
there
sir.
are forces at their best to break it, there are equally or even stronger forces with that Chetna, you
Right.
know, remember Chetna, which are doing their
Thank
deal
you.
also
Thank you.
to
Thank
stop it.
Thank you. Let me close here. And we have network so strong that maybe India should listen us. Does not matter. We are talking about economy. I like to, where China is going on, we should be manufacturing. Other, we have to help India to do it. Or every state we have to do it. We work together as an NRI. We should be honest. We should not be worried about who will win there, who will be this, but we should continue to have security. We should be tomorrow. If I'm traveling there, I need a security too. I will not never go there if something happen like that. Thank you very much. Okay, Praveen ji, Dr. Saab,
Thank you.
everybody. Thank you.